When we're looking to use automation in QuickBooks and looking to use the bank feed, one of the possible transactions that we're looking at is money coming into the bank, but it's not against a customer invoice. It may be money put in by a director, could be interest from the bank account from the bank, could be a refund of a payment that you've made out to a supplier. So if I go to banking down the left hand side here, we've got a couple of examples in here of money coming in. So again, what I'm going to do is just click on the received column there for review. It'll bring all the entries, money coming in, to the top, and we can have a look at what we've got in here. So the top line here is a payment in. John is a director of the company. He's paid in this £4,000 here, and because there's no invoice raised to John for that, because it's just money he's putting in to the business, then it's not finding any match for us. In effect, it's offering us just to add a deposit into sales. So if we took up that action, we'd be posting that money again, instead of against John's account with the company, we'd be posting it as a sale, and it would cause problems with our reporting of profitability. So it's definitely not a sale, definitely not a match, but we do need to add it in, and we've got options here as to how we add. So deposit, sales receipt, transfer. So in this instance, we're depositing money into the bank against John's name. So in here we can pick deposit. Under supplier, again, it's not a supplier or a customer, it's optional to put in here, but I do like to create the appropriate name in here. It's easier to track things later. So I can add John into there. In a way, he's not really a customer, he's not really a supplier, but we'll put him on the supplier list for information purposes. But John is in there as a name, we can track against it. The important thing here is the category. We don't want it to go to sales. In this instance, it's a director's payment, and if we start typing director there, I'll put it against the director's current account. So it's not counting as a sale, it's money coming to the bank, and the other side of the transaction is going against the director's account. There's not going to be any VAT implications on that. It doesn't really matter whether I pick VAT, sale or purchase, it's a no VAT. But it's offering me sale here because it's on the money inside. Again, I could confirm that I want that as a default. There's never going to be any VAT on the director's current account. And I'm happy with that. It's posting the transaction for me as a deposit. There's no match. And that's how you deal with money coming in that doesn't relate to invoices from customers. So that's an example of a director's amount coming in. We've got some bank interest here, just a little bit lower down. Exactly the same thing. We go to bank interest. We put it in as a deposit. We might put it in against the name of a bank. So again, just keeping our records quite clean by typing in the name of the bank, adding it in. Be careful, it's money coming in, so it offers you customer, but in this case the bank is going to be a supplier. And again, here you would find the category. So bank interest received, other income is going to be our category, no VAT on that. So again, we can add that transaction in. It's going to put the interest received in for us, and the bank transaction clears from the transactions here. Third and final example in here, we've got some money coming in from Software Today. This amount is actually the return of some funds. So we purchased something from Software Today as a supplier. That entry will have gone into QuickBooks. They've now sent us the money back because perhaps we weren't happy with the software. Some kind of refund. So again, different ways to deal with it. It could be that we've got a credit note and we might have to do some matching, but if this is purely we spent it on the credit card, it came back, we spent it on the debit card rather, and it came back to us straight away, so no bill was involved, then we could just deposit it straight back into here. Software Today is already in, and here again it's offering us sale, but it's not a sale. We'd find the category that we put the original transaction to, software costs, and we find the VAT code that we originally put against this. But be very careful here because we want it to be in the right VAT area. So this is actually a negative purchase. It's a refund of something we purchased. So we need this to be on the purchase side, but we wouldn't want this to default every time to the purchase side at 20%. There may be some software we get that's not got a VAT code on it. So again, looking through the process here, deposit, name of supplier, category we originally used for the purchase, and that's your 20% VAT code there. So that's another example. That's the refund coming back in again, perhaps of some goods sent back that we originally purchased and brought in as an expense transaction. So if I add that into there, that's handled that. So again, 3 deposits for 3 different kinds of transaction, but all handled through the bank feed coming in. It's not going to find any matching, and you are then adding those transactions in. So anything that doesn't relate to an invoice from a customer, money coming in from a customer, we will be looking to add into the system from the bank feed, from the automated bank feed coming through. And those are examples of how you would add those into the system.